Hey everyone, let's talk about what happened when I went from this to this. I've always thought that ambidexterity is such a cool skill, and there's some data out there to suggest that perhaps ambidextrous people are more creative in their thinking because they're creating more of those neural pathways that span from right and left hemisphere and what have you. So I don't know how much truth there is in that, but it sounded like an interesting thing to explore. So I decided to take on 30 days of using my left hand for any task that I would normally use my right hand for. And for two-handed tasks, I would try to reverse hands. And that was pretty awkward as well. What did I learn? Gosh, I learned that patience comes and goes, or sometimes it's category specific. So a lot of people tell me that I'm really patient, and I think in a lot of contexts I am. I'm a very patient listener, for example. But when you're trying to do something that's really simple, like stir something that you're cooking, and it's feeling awkward and slow, and you're just not quite getting it, that takes a lot of patience. So when you're kind of finding little moments like that throughout your entire day, it can be really challenging. So this was a tough one. I would say it was difficult to always execute tasks with the left hand. It was also difficult to always remember that I was doing the challenge. It's very easy to go into default mode throughout the day and just use the hand to complete the task without thinking about it at all. So I would catch myself slipping and be like, wait, wrong hand. I would say the hardest things to do with my left hand were texting. That was very difficult. And writing. I found that if I'm writing largely, like on, say, a whiteboard, I can write left-handed actually pretty well, actually possibly more legibly than my right hand sometimes. And so that's a fun trick that I picked up. I can now, if I'm doing a presentation, switch between right and left hands. And that feels sort of cool in a way, but writing small with the left hand, again, super test of patience as you're just slowly scratching out something that is legible, but just, painfully slow. So I'm not sure that I became more creative throughout the challenge, or that if there were changes in my brain that I was able to, identify them in a subjectively meaningful way. Like, hey, I don't know, I'm a more interesting human now. But it was fun to take on this challenge. It wasn't my favorite because, like I said, there were so many moments where it just required a lot of patience, and maybe it was frustrating to see just how inept you can be at a task that is so effortless with one hand simply by switching hands. So I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. Do it if you're feeling brave, but just understand that it is going to test you in some ways. And I'm not sure, again, what I gained. I'm kind of back to doing most things with my right hand most of the time, just because it's hard not to want to do what you can do as quickly and efficiently as possible. And it's hard also not to do actions just kind of on default without really thinking about it. Like I said, I have a few cool new tricks. There's some things that I can do with both hands now, and sometimes it's fun to be able to bust those out. But I'm not sure this was a life-changing one, but I'm glad that I gave it a go. I invite you to give it a go and to see maybe what changes you experience. Of course, share in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I look forward to chatting with you in the next video.